thanks to the support as a channel member, Jeff the Jeff. You're not deliberately making these names sillier. Boys and girls, we have the best striker in the championship, and I think he's single-handedly saving our season, Asier Bonel. As you can see, when we eventually get there. I mean, this is... I don't criticise a lot about FM26, but finding your way to the top scorers chart is absurd. But he's now got 16 goals in 20 appearances, which is an incredible goal return for a 24-year-old playing in English football for the first time, playing at a level as high as the Championship for the first time, playing as a regular starter for the first time in his career, effectively, and he is ripping the Championship apart, including 4 goals in one match in that 4-0 win over Hull. And as you can see, we have got some results, largely thanks to the goals he's scoring for us. He is firing us up the league, and this is what the league table looks like. 21 games played, so we're closing in on the halfway point of the season, and we're up to 14th in the league, 28 points, no Kev ratio fears anymore, and we're starting to put a little bit of daylight between us and the relegation zone. Today we play Coventry, who are in a very similar spot to us. If we can pick up a win here, we've got a chance of starting to move towards that top half of the table and some nice little mid-table obscurity as we head towards the January transfer window. And this is the team we're going to be putting out there to do exactly that. It's Mr. Tickle in goal, who, by the way, Mr. Tickle has turned his form around as well, and he is now the Mr. Tickle of old. His average rating creeping upwards now, but it's Mr. Tickle in goal, a back four of Denner, Roivers, Carragher and Quirini. Still no regular starting spot for Bindon. He has been one of the biggest disappointments of the save so far. Started less than half our matches, only scored 1 goal. I basically brought him in to score all the goals, and he just isn't. As you can see, in fact, from here, the only player really who's scoring goals is Bonel. Without him, we have a serious problem. We're in very real danger of becoming a one-man team. But Carragher is performing adequately at Championship level, even though I doubted that he'd be able to. Somerville at the base of midfield. We've had to swap him out of the half-back role that we were using him in because his manager at Aston Villa, Thomas Tuchel, got on the phone, got in a grumpy, insisted he played as a defensive midfielder, so we've had to switch him back to that role. He's been back in that role for the last 2 or 3 matches, and it hasn't caused us to fall apart. So I think we're probably okay doing that. It's then Miley and Gibbs in midfield, Jimmo on the left, Webster on the right, and Bonel up front. Similarly, Jimmo, we've had to switch his role because his parent club have gotten a grumpy as well. We were playing him as a wide forward. We've now had to switch him back to playing as a winger. So we're slowly but surely drifting back towards the tactic that wasn't really working earlier in the season. But at the moment, it's now working. So I suspect we were probably doing all the right things early on. It was basically 10 new players trying to gel together. And now they've played almost half a season together. They are starting to gel together. And we're now starting to do the things that I wanted us to do all along, which is jolly good. And hopefully we can pick up a nice, comfortable win today. It would be nice to have someone other than Bonel score. Somerville got the winner in the last match, so that was nice to see a different goal scorer. But like I say, it is usually Bonel, and I am a little bit worried that if he does pick up a knock, or I mean, if someone comes in and buys him off of us in January, which is probably unlikely, but never say never. But if he picks up a knock, I think we do have an issue. Sadie has asked to leave, so we're probably going to look to move him on in January. So we've got no money, but if we can get a couple of million for Sadie, we could potentially bring in somebody else to then maybe provide some more sensible backup for Bonel. I mean, at the moment, Mama and Cabia can both play striker, so they're options if Sadie does go and we don't find a decent replacement. We've also got a couple of decent young strikers at the club. It's probably a season too early for them, but we showed earlier in the year when we had no defenders. I'm not against using the youngsters, at least as a temporary measure. And if one of them were to step in and do a good job, I mean, there's no harm in having a 17-year-old striker sat on the bench for the rest of the season. If that's what we have to do, we just don't want to be in a situation where that player is having to play, at least not play consistently. So yeah, having someone alongside Bonel in the squad who's capable of scoring some goals would be nice. Gibbs has done good work winning the ball back there, plays it into the path of Bonel, who's surely offside. Is that being disallowed? That is being disallowed. I mean, between the two of them, they're idiots there. I don't know why Gibbs doesn't just have the shot. He did everything right. And then he must have looked across and seen Bonel in front of him and thought, oh, he's offside. Rather than having the shot, I'll just give it to him. He's more likely to score than me. Yes, but it will be disallowed, you buffoon. Oh, goodness me. Right, let's offer some encouragement. That was the only highlight we've had in this match. Nothing is happening. We're already into the 70th minute. It would be quite nice for us to grab a goal and do a win. Right, Querini is going to come off. Bindon comes on for him. Carragher moves out to right back. We do that quite regularly. We're also going to change the two wingers because if in doubt, change the wingers. Cabia and Mama will both come on. And fingers crossed, we get something out of one of them. Or both of them. Or just somebody does something. And we maybe do something a little bit more creative than what we've done in the first 70 minutes of this match, where we've not really offered anything at all. Right, gives it to Bonel again, who's turning his defender inside and out. I mean, he's all on his own. He needs somebody to support him. He's surely not going to score from there. I mean, he nearly did. The man is absurd. I warn you, he is an incredible striker. And we just need two more of him as the entire front three, and we'd be laughing. But it is a little bit of a worry that there was no one even offering him an option, so he had to try and go and do it alone. And on days where he does a 6.3 and doesn't score a goal, we end up not scoring either, and it's a problem. Right, do we bring on Sadie? Why not? Bonel's having a rotten game. Roivers is also not playing particularly well, but I don't really want to bring on Kean Noble. I'm looking at O'Neill. We'll maybe bring O'Neill on in midfield. He's done this quite a lot recently. We'll bring O'Neill on in that channel midfielder role. We're turning him into a central midfielder. He is pretty good bursting out of midfield, the way you've seen Gibbs do a couple of times today. But O'Neill seems to have a little bit more attacking instinct about him, which is handy when you're the midfielder who's bursting out of midfield. We're really it's just a nothing game, isn't it? Right, it's the 93rd minute, and that is a highlight. That is a perfect example of how today's football match has gone. A Wigan season ticket in the 2022-23 season, 32-33, I think. Probably not great value. Right, O'Neill, can he prove me right? I mean, he had a shot. At least he didn't play it into the path of an offside striker like Gibbs did, but yikes. I mean, we're just a mid-table team. We have a lot of matches that are like that. We're so inconsistent. I thought that was going to be a good opportunity to show you some goals today. Mama's out for a month now. I think I'll play the next few matches off camera. I don't want to sit. I mean, look at those last run of matches. It's not exactly goals aplenty at the moment. So we'll come back for Norwich, because the January window will be open then, and I might have some transfer plans. Oh, my word. As much as I like to be proven right, that was a miserable month. Bonel stopped scoring, and so did we. Look at the state of that. Goodness me, we did turn it around towards the end, and he has actually started scoring again now, and we've won our last two matches. So the league table is still looking fine. We're 15th in the league. We are 11 points clear of relegation. We've actually adjusted our pre-season expectation thing to avoid a relegation battle. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of spensies for this transfer window as well. We'll worry about that after this FA Cup game, because we are straight into the third round of the FA Cup now that we are a championship team, and we've been rewarded with an away game against Premier League Leicester, mid-table in the Premier League. So there'll be a bit of money coming in from it, but with us now being in half-decent form, you never know. Stranger things have happened. We've only actually lost once in our last, 9-10 games. So we're hard to beat. We just don't score a lot if this guy doesn't score. So this is the team that we're sending to Premier League Leicester. It's Mr. Tickle in goal, a back four of Denner, Roivers, Carragher and Querini. Somerville at the base of the midfield. Gibbs and Miley ahead of him. Jimmo on the left. Webster on the right. Bonel up front. Let's go and play against Premier League opposition. I don't think we've done this at Wigan yet. We did it a couple of times with Bedford and did get absolutely walloped each time it happened. But this is an opportunity for me to put myself in the shop window a little bit. Although I have just signed a new contract here at Wigan, a new 3-year deal on just shy of £5,000 a week now. So we are rolling in cash. Does anyone want to borrow a fiver? Future me is your guy, because I've got plenty of fivers knocking around, but I'm not lending you one now. I'm not on £5 a week now. I'd like to be. My Patreon's linked at the top of the description if anyone wants to help make that a reality now. I promise you that if I end up on £5 a week by the end of this week, I'll lend you a fiver. I think that's pretty reasonable. We're already losing. 12 minutes in, first attack of the game, certainly first highlight-worthy attack, and worryingly, Denner's already on a yellow card as well. He's just been turned inside out by that guy. I suspect Denner's got a red card in his future today, and this might be an unpleasant afternoon of football for us, as we are a team that definitely can't score goals, and the only thing we're good at is defending, and they've just shown with their front two dancing around us like we're not even there, that they're going to make it look like we don't know how to defend today. Maybe this wasn't a day for Carragher at centre-back, who is a little bit old and a little bit slow now. I mean, Roivers will be looking at games like this thinking, this is the level I should be playing at in the near future. He's an Ajax youngster. He's proving himself in the Championship at 18 years old. Give him a year or two, he should be playing at Premier League level. He should be playing against teams like Leicester, if not better teams than this. So he should be able to defend. And to be fair, he has got the best rating of all of the defenders, but nobody's doing anything. Leicester have scored once and then seemingly given up, although they do now have a corner. Why would Denner be the guy there? He's 6'5". Why? I mean, they've played a short corner, so it doesn't really matter, and they've turned him inside out to do it. So once again, he's struggling a little bit. But the size of him, he should be in the middle waiting to head the ball away when it comes into the area, because then that solves two problems. He can head the ball away when it comes into the area, but also he's not there like a big lummox being turned inside and out. Look at him dancing off down the... I don't think he's fit for purpose. I think I got carried away by the size of him. It wouldn't be the first time. And yeah, he's not really the attacking wing back that I want to use. He is very much a centre back playing at left back. Although, looking at his positional thing, he can't play centre back either. His dream would probably be to be on the left hand side of a back three with a manager who's going to coach him to play in that role. He isn't going to get that from me. So I think the best thing for both of us is if he were to move on at the end of the season. If we can get our money back on him and bring in a grown-up left back, and by that I mean a winger playing at left back, then that might be the best for all concerned. Webster playing it through to Gibbs. Gibbs slots it through to Bonel. Surely he is there to apply the finish. That's one of our most common routes to goal. The connection on this right-hand side, Gibbs linking up with whoever's playing right back or right wing. They do vary a little bit, but Gibbs then slotting it through to Bonel, and he can score all the different kinds of goals, and he's demonstrated it again now. And despite us not being in this at all, we're now in this. We're going attacking. We're going to offer some encouragement, and we're going to bring some reinforcements off the bench. What have we got? Right, Miley is going to come off for McKiernan. Webster's going to come off for Cabia. We're going to take off Jimmo and bring on Wood. And that'll do for now, I think. But we'll give it 5 or 10 minutes and then we'll chuck another striker on, even though Sadie's got a grumpy on. It might even be Cabia going up front and Mama will come on, because Sadie's just a total grumpus currently. So I think we'll bring on Bindon to play right back, just so that we've got his height for set pieces. We're going to go very attacking, and we are going to bring on Mama, who has been injured recently, but he's going to come on for Somerville, and we're going to stick them like that and get Cabia up there, maybe as a poacher, chasing around, doing some extra running and just get an extra man. And we're not going to go crazy. We are playing against Premier League opposition. We're not going to do one of my bonkers tactics that we do in these kind of situations, but we'll stick an extra striker on and see if we can grab an unlikely equaliser and push this to extra time and penalties, which would be super duper. I mean, we've not embarrassed ourselves against a mid-table Premier League team. We've looked all right. We're a much better team now than we were at the start of the season. The test now is how we navigate this January transfer window. We don't really have any money to spend, so we're going to have to sell to buy. But I would like to just add a couple more pieces to the puzzle. So I guess you'll find out tomorrow how successfully I managed to do that. Ryan Lawson, we're going to reject the delay. He can come back to the club and we might have a little look at him because he's getting better. One of a few of the youngsters who are getting better all the time. But if you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.